Bill Stomper here. The winter has left me with tons of inventory that's gotta go. It's time for the spring family sell down at Franklin Sussex Auto Mall.
With savings up to $11,000 off MSRP on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams. How does $169 a month sound? That's all it takes to lease a new Jeep Renegade Latitude. Or get an incredible deal on a new Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab. Your choice, just $169 a month.
Need credit? We'll help get you approved. Hurry to Franklin Sussex Auto Mall, Route 23 in Sussex.
Spring clearance event.
All right, welcome back to the Sports Beat here on Local Channel 10 and mugsmedia.com. Our title sponsor, the world famous Auto Mall, the only choice you need. You must buy a car here. You don't have a choice. Or you can go to Nielsen Chevrolet if you want a Chevy in Dover. Or you can go to Nielsen, well if you're going to buy a Dodge, you have to buy it here at the Auto Mall. Chrysler, or Dodge or whatever, Ram, got to buy it here at the Auto Mall. And this portion of the show is sponsored by Up and Above Roofing and Contracting in Andover. The Powers family, very big into local sports. All their daughters went to Pope John, had some great athletic careers there, and they were very big softball fans. Up and Above Roofing and Contracting, sponsoring the softball segment. And I want to also give a shout out to Mark Unglaub of the Unglaub Agency. Mark is one of our sponsors, and he owns Farmers Insurance right across the street from a 7-Eleven. All right, and here's the man who's going to tell you all about softball in Northwest New Jersey, Dan Cleary, and I'll see you later, folks.
Well, the Powers family, as you mentioned, go see him. The Powers family, obviously, Brooke and Kaylee were at Montclair State University last year. Amber back, terrific softball players, every one of them. All right, we're going to talk softball, folks. We'll head up 94 to Blair Academy. My friend Carolyn Conforti-Browse has been there over 20 years. She's a class act, does a great job with that program. They lost their top pitcher. She graduated Jade Assad. They lost to Petty in the Prep A finals last year. They've won several Prep A tournaments over the years. Andrea Dorsa is back for them. She'll do a good job. And from what I understand, Jess Schabel, who was a very good pitcher for North Warren last year, has transferred into Blair. So she'll help them be competitive right away. Their season hasn't started yet. Baseball did start up at Blair, but Blair will get underway this week. All right, we'll go to Colonial Division. Sussex Tech joins them. Eddie Pava, one of the best guys around, does a terrific job. Eddie, last year they went 7-17, but they're going to be counting on, and we talked about pitching in baseball with the pitch counts and you need different kids. Softball, you can ride one horse to a championship. And Ed Pava's hoping Marty Crum back as a junior will help them do well in the Tech tournament, HWS, and the Colonial. Also, Emma Norrie's back. She's their scholar athlete. Julia Karen, Alexis McCurry, Dina Janos, and Alex Dixon, all back, a good core. And I think the Colonial is a better suit for Sussex Tech, like we said with baseball as well, and Vernon in the Freedom Division with those sports as well. So I think Tech will do okay in the Colonial Division. Eddie Pava does a great job. They open up this weekend against High Point. Hopakon didn't win a game last year. Paul Miller didn't play, had no seniors last year. They took their lumps with youngsters, and I think they're going to get wins this year and lay the foundation. Paul's in his second stint coaching. When he was there the first time, he did a nice job with that program, developed some really good kids like Vicky Gehring, who's down at Montclair State. They looked at Kayla O'Brien, Melissa Herr, Amanda Ross, Samantha Saraki, Brianna Willis, and Heather Sutton. They have 8 starters back, and they'll be hungry to win, and I think they'll be competitive in the Colonial. Kittatinny, Heather Mate, she's been there 14 years. She was an assistant before that. And in her 14 years, 171 wins, a trip to the state finals in 2008, winning that section crown and getting down there, and they lost in a tough final. But Heather does a great job with this program. Last year, 15-12, 6-2 in the division. They're led by one of the best athletes in the county, and she's going to move from the outfield to catcher, Kelly Insalaco. Allison Wester's back at second base. Olivia Manzer, another great 3-sport athlete. She'll be at first. Caitlin Chadwick back to anchor the infield at shortstop. Casey Van Gordon will be in the outfield. And Alexis Cook, who got some pitching time last year, filling in for Skylar Rodriguez. And I got to see her pitch a couple games. She's legit. So losing Rodriguez is tough because she was a tough 2-year starter for Kittatinny. But I think Alexis Cook is going to step in and do a nice job. Mentioned Rodriguez. She graduated. Callie Van Gordon graduated. Ashley Brown and Candace Flynn. But Kittatinny still has 8 starters back, and last year they lost to Sparta in the HWS, and then they fell in the state tournament. Again, Heather Mate always has this team ready to play, always fundamentally sound, They like to build runs with a little bit of small ball, running the bases, and why not when you have great athletes on the field like Kelly and Sulaco. Wallkill Valley, Steph Romano did a great job last year. They went 11-10. Steph, former Wallkill Valley star, she played at CCM, and she also was the head coach in Sussex County. They got 12 letter winners coming back. Their future is just tremendously bright with her at the helm. She is involved in the youth and clubs softball circuit, but she's got some very nice players back. Pitching-wise, she has 2 pitchers that she can go to. Gabby Chizulo, who was a starter for a couple of years, and then Ariel Milligan, who in the middle of last year, they decided to throw her, and she was just overpowering. She struck out almost 15 or 16 against High Point, against Vernon. And I'm sure under Steph, who was a great pitcher, under her tutelage, she's probably got her harnessed in, so there's not as many walks. And Ariel Milligan is a no-hitter waiting to happen, folks. Maybe the hardest thrower in the area. Then Jay Deaver, terrific hitter. Caitlin Mazeski, terrific hitter as well, sets the table up top. Frankie Gizulo, Sam Hutnick, Jay Cabrera, Sam Hopper, Louise Nazare is back, Sarah Maselli, Christine Perozzi, Brianna Miller. I mentioned all these kids because they're all going to play, and I think my guts tell me Wallkill will probably be the favorite to win that division. Obviously, they were 11-10 last year. Would be a big jump, but with those kids back in Gizulo and Milligan, I think they have a very good chance. The champs last year of the division, Dan Delaney, the veteran. He was a longtime coach at Warren Hills a couple of years ago. They led North Warren to their first ever appearance in a section final. They lost in extra innings to Ramsey, who won it all in North Warren Group 2. They won the Colonial. We talked about Jess Schabel leaving the program, going to Blair. But Jackie Bono's back, and she's a terrific pitcher. Last year, Butler was one of the top teams in that section and won the section, North Warren Group 1. They knocked off North Warren, had a tough seed. They won their first game, then they had to go to Butler, lost to Larissa Spellman, who's pitching now at the University of Kentucky. Kelly Vuz is back, Leah Fleury, Faith Cately, but they graduated a great group led by Kaylee Holland, who I believe was a 4-time All-Mugs Media area player, All-Area player. Kelsey Conlon, who's catching at Sussex County, Gabby and Gianna LaRusso, and Liz Kelly. So it's going to be a rebuilding year for North Warren, but with Jackie Bono in the circle and Kelly Vuz, I think they'll be very competitive. But right now, I'm going to say Wallkill Valley probably the favorite in that division, which hasn't happened in a long time with the Rangers. So that's a great job by Steph Romano. We'll move real quick to Freedom Division. Hackettstown, 15-11 last year. Christina Sikora, who played at Warren Hills All-State, played at Temple, played professional softball, was at North Warren the year before Dan Delaney came. Terrific coach. She's got some great players back, including Molly O'Brien and Stephanie Jacksheimer. So look for them to be very competitive in the Freedom Division. And Muggs, when we come back, we'll talk about the rest of the locals in the Freedom and talk about the American Division.
Okay, we're here at the Auto Mall. You're sponsored by Up and Above Roofing and Contracting. The Powers family, very big into local high school sports. All 3 of their daughters played at Pope John with terrific careers. Let's take a commercial timeout.
Bill Stomper here. The winter has left me with tons of inventory that's gotta go. It's time for the spring family sale down at Franklin Sussex Auto Mall.
With savings up to $11,000 off MSRP on all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams. How does $169 a month sound? That's all it takes to lease a new Jeep Renegade Latitude or get an incredible deal on a new Ram 1500 Express Quad Cab. Your choice, just $169 a month.
Need credit? We'll help get you approved. Hurry to Franklin Sussex Auto Mall, Route 23 in Sussex.
Spring clearance event.